Let me just ask you a question. When you think of an important element in filmmaking, what do you think of? Do you think of the action? Well, most people think about the action or the characters, but one thing that really falls under the radar is cinematography. A movie can be good, but cinematography can elevate that movie to new heights. Movies like S- S- Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with its awesome swinging scenes, understand this, but no movie understands this better than the Batman. This is the first movie where I ever noticed cinematography. The lighting and the way director Matt Reeves and cinematographer Greg Fraser took the already solid movie and made it so much better with ideal lighting, camera positions, character looks, and just made the movie so much better. There are so many shots in the Batman that are beyond amazing, like the bat signal in the rain or the upside down shot in the car chase. Another good example of the shots that are really amazing in this movie is like when Batman walks into the area with the mayor's kill, and it's his footsteps. You only hear his footsteps. I also like the beginning scene, although I want to save the beginning scene for a one defining moment video, simply because that video, because that could be, I could easily make that one scene a 15-minute video without even trying. But the way the lighting and contrast comes to give the viewer a real experience like no other. The score by Michael Goncho, who also did Spider-Man No Way Home. He did the entire Home trilogy. Builds up Batman theme, simulating the feeling of crooks scrambling to escape Batman, and to the car chase scene, the exhilarating music that plays throughout it. Like, you feel the exhilarating music, the sound of the engine, and you just feel like Batman in that scene alone. I think the cinematography and the overall camera shots along with the music by Michael also really do make you feel like Batman. And that's, I think, the whole goal of it. Because at the end of the day, they want you to feel like Batman. The Dark Knight, I've seen The Dark Knight, but it didn't really achieve at making me feel like Batman like this movie did. The Dark Knight is 100% an overrated movie. I like Heath Ledger's Joker, and he's one of the best villains of all time, but I wouldn't say it's the best movie of all time. He's the only redeeming feature about it. The suit is weird, and I just think that Batman did literally everything better, including the camera angles, right? And I keep reiterating this, but the camera angles are amazing. From even when he takes off his mask and goes to the camera footage. The music is also amazing. Beyond the Batman's main theme, you have stuff like "Something in the Way." You have the ending scene with like him fighting. You have the hopeful theme at the very, very end. You have the scary music when the Riddler comes out, when the Riddler gets captured on purpose. The music, the cinematography, and the lighting, along with director Matt Reeves, just all come together to make this, in my opinion, an unsurreal experience that is just simply beyond. And I think the scene that literally perfectly captures this is like the car scene. And since I've been talking about the car scene so much, let's talk about it. The scene begins with Batman revving up his engine in his really cool Batmobile with the fire, and you hear the engine, and it screeches as it goes in pursuit of the Penguin. At this point, the music is kicking the high ear gears as it feels like an epic scene, and you have angles like the car driving on the wheels, the highway, but the scene also doesn't feel unrealistic because there aren't a ton of unrealistic explosions. It's great. It's not. It's a little out of the world, but it's grounded in some respects, which is something I can't say for all of Marvel movies and some DC movies like Justice League. But like you have like the cars and how none of them really get exploded. You hear the slight buzzing of the engine in the background as Batman pursues the Penguin. You feel the scared look of the Penguin, which I think is great because I wasn't scared, but I was eerie in the theater. Like I was like, oh my god, this is scary. Imagine being chased by the Batman, right? And I think that this movie also accomplishes that very well. It makes you feel like the Batman, but it makes you feel like a civilian as well in terms of being scared of the Batman. Because we know the Batman is Bruce Wayne, know he's a broken man. But this is year two. Most people don't know who Batman is. And that's, I think, the best advantage of this movie is that it's an early Batman movie. Not even The Dark Knight did this well, making you feel like the only scene I think in that movie that makes you really feel like Batman is the skyscraper scene at the very, very beginning. Or that could be The Dark Knight Rises. I have no idea. I haven't seen those movies in 2 to 3 years. But they are definitely like the only scenes I've ever seen that make you feel like Batman. Snyderverse did a terrible job making you feel like Batman, even worse than Dark Knight. But like, I just really, really, really like the scene, especially at the very end. We have one of the best moments in the movie, and the trailer shot. His car gets flipped over, really good camera angles, nothing too unrealistic with the explosions, and then you just have Batman walking up slowly, menacingly towards Penguin, and you just see the scared look on Penguin. Penguin's overall a very chill dude during the movie, but to see him scared is something else, right? It's something else entirely to see the Penguin, the crime boss, as of the end of this movie, because Falcone gets killed. It's surreal, but overall, this is one of the best scenes in the movie. The way it's able to ground a Batmobile chase for once. Not a lot of scenes do nighttime chases because they're hard to pull off, but this movie pulls it off literally perfectly. But like, let's just start talking about the balance of Batman. When understanding the character of Batman, I realized Bruce Wayne is just as important as Batman. The way the balance of Batman and Bruce Wayne and the inner turmoil really says something about like every story has this. There's the City of Bane event in the comics. There's the Dark Knight. There's the Batman. There's even Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Arkham games. Like this is the central part of a Batman story. The struggle between Batman and Bruce Wayne, especially in his earlier years. But the way like it takes us the way the story will go. The whole point of Bruce is that he's the balance to the Bat. He's the billionaire playboy philanthropist. He's the guy who has to put on this mask. But like, this movie pulls it off better than I have ever seen. Throughout the movie, Batman is awkward towards speaking to people. He doesn't understand how to communicate, or he doesn't want to communicate because he's losing himself. A good example of this is again the murder scene. The way Batman walks in, like he owns the place, which is okay, he's Batman. But then he just like interrupts the conversation constantly, doesn't care what anyone's saying. Critics basically said this doesn't feel like Bruce Wayne. Well, I'm sorry, that's the literal point of it. It's meant to make you feel like Batman has an inner turmoil, and I adore that. Throughout this movie, he doesn't even know how to talk to Selina when they're in the Iceberg Lounge. He keeps trying to direct Selina to not do anything, but Selina's there to get his sister. Batman's just using her. And to see Batman not know how to communicate or just how to feel empathy towards others is ginormous. But he just doesn't understand how to communicate because he's losing himself. What do I mean? Well, Alfred had to schedule a meeting for Bruce Wayne so that Batman could fill his duties as Bruce, right? Because he owns Wayne Enterprises, he has to go through and meet and stuff like that. And he forgets how to communicate. Like little details that when he walks out of the Batcave, he reacts to the sunlight, which means that he reacts violently towards the sunlight, which in my opinion means that like he's more Batman than he is Bruce Wayne at this point in the movie, which is insane to me because like the movie does such a good job of communicating this. I have to keep iterating it till it's awesome. He's not used to sunlight. He's not used to living in the Batcave. And throughout the movie, Bruce loses himself more. He doesn't care or doesn't know how to communicate with people, and he's holding on by a string as he falls deeper into vengeance and hate. And like this is throughout the movie. He he's all about vengeance for his parents. He's all about vengeance for Gotham, and he just doesn't know how to be Bruce Wayne at this point. He's even like mean towards Alfred. And the one point in this movie that is awesome is this isn't even on my script. I'm going off schedule for this. It's the one part of the video where I will go off script. The way like he opens up to Alfred. He doesn't want to lose Alfred, which is why he closes Alfred off. Like, it was awesome to see that Batman really does care for Alfred. He just doesn't show it because he can't. He's emotionally incapable of showing love towards Alfred simply because he's Batman. He's losing himself. He doesn't know what to do. And I think this is a great way to communicate it throughout the movie. And to just, like, it deepens the character of Bruce Wayne by a lot. Like, a lot. But a scene that I think perfectly communicates this movie is the final scene. At the very end of the scene, we can see Batman fighting all the Riddler thugs, and one says, "I am vengeance." This is a big moment in the movie. For those who don't remember, this is what Batman said to the thugs at the beginning of the movie. And this realizes how Batman how close he is to slipping. He basically realizes that he is like these people, taking vengeance into his own hands and almost hurting people simply because he is vengeance. A good example of this too is when he's saving the guy at the subway. He doesn't try to comfort the guy at all. He just walks away. But like he realizes how close he is to slipping. Great epic music again by Michael Goncio, I don't know how to say that. And we just see Batman cut the line, go to save the people, become the Batman that no one like that no one thought he could be. Batman changes. He becomes more, right? He becomes a beacon of hope, and he becomes the hope for Gotham, a beacon, literally. He lights a flare and leads the people of Gotham to safety. Thousands, probably. Unlike the old Batman 2, which I said in the earlier scene, he stays to help clean up the mess. He stays to help the people after the fight. And then something great happens. Like, a great part of the scene is Batman, the little girl clutching onto Batman. She just won't let go. And the people finally realize in this movie that Batman is no threat. He's there for the people, and so does Batman. Batman realizes this too. One of the best scenes in the movie overall. And then he begins, excuse my Batman voice for this, but then he begins his inner monologue. I'm starting to see now. I had an effect here, but not the one I intended. Vengeance won't change the past, mine or anyone else's. I've become more. I have to become more. People need hope, to know something is out there for them. The city's angry, scarred, like me. Our scars can destroy us, but even after the physical wounds have healed. But if we can survive them, they can give us the power to endure, the power and the strength to fight. Overall, pretty good Batman voice, if I'm correct. This is the true message of the Batman, right? To move beyond the vengeance, to move beyond the pain, and to become the man. The man is the hope of Gotham City. And this is my opinion, the best scene in the Batman because it communicates the message so well. This is the Matt Reeves' specialty here. The way he uses the light and it reflects off Batman to sort of show that he is a hero in the light. He is a hero now. He stays after, during sunrise, during the cameras and everything, to save the people. He does not act selfish and just run. No, he stays and he helps the people. He gets people onto emergency things to get him out of the city. And even though the Riddler lost, or even though the Riddler won, he still lost. His goal was to break Gotham City, but at the end of the day, he actually brought Gotham City closer. And this is my opinion, just what the Batman means, right? It's not meant to be a Batman movie like The Dark Knight to show Batman's true fighting prowess. It's meant to show that Batman lost himself and how he brings himself back into the light to become a better man. Alfred says throughout the movie, foreshadowing and everything. I always saw it coming that Batman was gonna turn into more of a hero at the end, but I didn't see him like literally staying to help people. That is not a Batman thing to do. The only example I could think of in the comics of him doing this is pulling out lollipops for Superboy when they're trying to save Superboy from the cave, Batman and Nightwing during the newest Nightwing run. But like, I think it's just the perfect moment for Batman. Like, he stays, he helps the kids, he helps the people, he becomes more, he becomes hope. And that's why I love the Batman. So, yep,
thank you guys for watching. The reason this video took so long to come out, I know last week's took a while to come out, but this one took a while to come out because I finished scripting, I think it was Saturday, but I went on a road trip. I basically filmed the video Monday, spent Tuesday and Wednesday, my editor was glitching for some reason. Then Thursday, I was really busy. Friday, which was yesterday, I went on a road trip, and I just spent the entire day today. I had the video fully edited. I was just kind of doing a lot today, and didn't have a chance to do the final voiceover almost all day. So I'm here doing it now. Next week's video will probably be a Spider-Man apartment fight. If not that, it could be a shorter video based on some sort of TV show. Overall, I'm probably going to begin scripting in a few hours that video. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and see you guys in another one. Stay electric.